This video demonstrates how to remove the flow restrictor from a Vida Alegria Rainforest rain shower head. On most of our shower heads, it's a matter of preference whether people want to remove the flow restrictor or not. But on this big one, I highly recommend it. You really need to get a lot of water into this head to get the best advantage out of it. So to begin with, the best tool to use would be a small pair of needle nose pliers. If you have a small pair like this, that's great. If you have a larger standard pair, that could work, although you may find just a bent paper clip to be just as effective. Start by turning it over where you can see the threaded piece, and inside the threaded piece there is a gasket with a screen in the center. We want to remove this, but we want to be careful to not damage the center screen because we're reinstalling this later. I recommend gripping the inside of that black ring, being careful again not to damage the screen. I find it much easier to grip than gripping the outside, which frankly seems more natural to many people. I'm going to set that aside. We will reinstall that later. The flow restrictor is now exposed. It is a white plastic piece with a black rubber ring around the center, two pieces. In most cases you can simply grip that and pull it out. But sometimes it's in there really tight and you're not going to be able to pull it out. It'll just keep slipping. And in those cases I highly recommend getting a coarse threaded screw like a drywall screw and screw it into one of the holes under the ring. There are 4 of them. It's pretty easy to see. And find one, just screw it into that hole pretty firmly, and you can use probably a larger pair of pliers or maybe a small one and then hold this and pop it out. It can require quite a bit of force. Once you get the restrictor removed, if you want partial restriction, you can pry out this black rubber ring and put the white piece back in. For this large shower head, I don't recommend it. Simply set that aside and take the rubber piece with the screen in, which protects your shower head from sand and grit, and carefully place that in there. Do not press on the screen part. In fact, I recommend something like the end of a pencil to just press around the outside. Get it down towards the bottom and somewhat straight. It does not have to be seated firmly in the bottom. And now you're ready to install and enjoy your rainforest shower head.